students, we'll continue with the characteristics of vector product so that we can complete these characteristics in today's lectures itself. Okay, the next videos, the next lectures in this chapter are going to be absolutely important, wherein we are going to introduce ourselves to calculus. Okay, so let us continue with the characteristic of vector product of two vectors. Now we will go for the next characteristic property, the fourth characteristic property of vector product of two vectors. Absolutely important. Now let us consider the three perpendicular coordinate axes, the x-axis, y-axis and the z-axis. Which axis? X-axis, y-axis and the z-axis. Now you should have a complete idea, students, regarding the x-axis, y-axis and the z-axis. Okay. Now if you take the corner of this book, say this is the corner. Okay. This point or this point, this edge you take, this corner. This corner is the origin. Then I have one axis going in this direction. If I take this as the x-axis, then here I have one edge going in this direction. This becomes the y-axis and this will become the z-axis. So this is the z-axis, this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. And you can see that each of this is mutually perpendicular to the other two, right? X is perpendicular to y as well as to the z, and it is true for all the two axes in the coordinate system. Are you getting it? So again, if I take this end of the board as the origin point, then if I take this as the x-axis, this as the y-axis, then the z-axis will be going in this direction, coming out of the board or going behind the board. So isn't each one perpendicular to the other? Yeah. So now if we are going to consider the rectangular components of these axes, that is rectangular unit vectors. Okay, this is origin O. I take this as x-axis, I take this as y-axis and I take this as z-axis. Angle between these two 90 degrees, angle between these two 90 degrees, angle between this and this 90 degrees. That you have to keep in mind. These axes are mutually perpendicular to each other. Now I know that the rectangular unit vector along the x-axis, what is it? This vector is vector I. So this is here I am taking unit vector I. So I denote it as n cap vector I. The unit vector along the z-axis, I know. What is this unit vector along the z-axis? It is vector j. And the unit vector the unit vector along the y-axis is n cap vector j, and the unit vector along the z-axis is n cap vector k. Right, students? I'll repeat again. Unit vector along the x-axis is n cap vector I. Unit vector along the y-axis is n cap vector j, and that along the z-axis is n cap vector k. Okay, now I take cross product of I and j. Vector I cross vector j will be equal to what? Magnitude of vector I, okay, into magnitude of vector j into sine of the angle between them, that is sine of 90 degrees. Sine 90 is how much? 1. So this will be magnitude of vector I, which is 1. Magnitude of vector j, which is 1, into sine of 90, which is 1. So it will be 1 into 1 into 1. This is equal to 1. Getting it? This is what? When I take the magnitude of these vector, magnitude of cross product of the vector I with vector j. So if I take the magnitudes, what do I know? Magnitude of vector I cross vector j is equal to magnitude of vector j cross vector k is equal to magnitude of vector k cross vector I, or the other way round, and this value will be equal to 1. Okay, even if I take their commutative counterparts, then also the magnitudes are going to be equal to 1. But if I take the cross product, vector I cross vector j, if I rotate it from I to j, I am going to get the third vector which is perpendicular to this vectors. But इन दोनों का perpendicular vector क्या है? Vector k. So vector I cross vector j will give me vector k. So this cross product is equal to vector k. देखो, I cross j will be k. Vector j cross vector k. j को k के साथ क्रॉस करो तो क्या मिलने वाला है? वेक्टर I. And vector k cross vector I will give you what? Vector j. Vector k cross vector I will give you what? Vector j. But if I go in the inverse order, if I do vector j cross vector I, then I am going to get negative vector k. Vector j cross vector I will give me negative of vector k. Vector k cross vector j. So I am rotating in the opposite direction now. Vector k cross vector j will give me negative vector I. Okay. Similarly, vector I cross vector k will give me negative vector j. Are you getting it, students? Very important, because vector product is a third vector. So it should have that directional aspect, and as we change the direction of rotation, the vector also will change. Not in magnitude, but in direction. Are you all getting it, students? Very good. So for this, what you are going to remember in mind, write it in cyclic manner in this way. I, j, k. I to j gives you k. Okay. J to k gives you I. K cross I gives you j. उल्टा किया तो negative. Okay. Good. Now we'll go for the next characteristic property. Fifth property. Now what we have to prove? We will get the value of the cross product of two vectors, vector p and vector q, in their resolved component vectors. What? Resolved component vectors. So what I am taking? Let vector p be equal to pxi plus pyj plus pzk, and vector q equals to qxi plus qyj plus qzk. Okay. Now I am finding vector p cross vector q will be equal to pxi plus pyj plus pzk cross qxi plus qyj, right, plus qzk. So I am taking the cross product of these two vectors. This will be equal to, firstly I will get pxi cross this vector entirely. So when I take the cross product, it will be pxi cross qxi. So if I take pxi cross qxi, what am I going to get? Firstly, I will get vector I cross vector I. Right? Px, qx, because px, qx are what? Magnitudes. So I will get vector I cross vector I. Okay, into px, qx plus vector I cross vector j into px, qy plus vector I cross vector k into px, qz plus vector j cross vector I into px, qy. I am taking the second term, so it will be py qx plus, now this all multiplied by this bracket, vector j cross vector j into py qy plus vector j cross vector k into py qz, right? Plus, okay, next this into this, vector k cross vector I into pz qx plus vector k cross vector j into pz qy, right? Plus vector k cross vector k into pz qz. Is it? Okay? Is it clear, everyone? Very good. Now we'll go for the previous properties that we have done in vector product. Now I know that self cross product. सेल्फ क्रॉस प्रोडक्ट मतलब क्या? वेक्टर p क्रॉस वेक्टर p will be equal to magnitude of vector p into magnitude of vector p. बट वेक्टर p का वेक्टर p के साथ एंगल कितना होगा? 0 होगा, तो into sin of 0 and sin of 0 is 0, so this entire product will be equal to 0. Correct? So I will have vector I cross vector I 0. Therefore, magnitude of, in fact, this entire vector will be equal to 0. Vector I cross vector I will be equal to vector j cross vector j will be equal to vector k cross vector k will be equal to, each of them are going to have magnitudes 1. So 1 into 1 into 0. So these values are going to be equal to 0. So let me cut out these products from my set of products. Okay, because this value will be 0, this value will be 0, this value will be 0. Now I have this value. Now already we have seen, students, if I take this as I, if I take this as j, and if I have this as k, then I multiplied by j gives me k, j multiplied by k gives me I, and k cross I gives me j. So if I have this I cross j, this will be equal to what? K. So from this, what do I have? Vector p cross vector q will be equal to, this value will be equal to vector k, right, into px qy, this term remaining over here. Now take this term, vector I cross vector k vector I cross vector k will be equal to what? Minus vector j. Isn't it? What is the term? Minus vector j. So I will take this as minus vector j into, what is the term I am having now? Px qz. Okay, this term. Vector j cross vector I is minus vector k. What is the term over there? No, this I will have now. Vector I cross vector j. No, this I have done. This, right I was. Vector j cross vector I will be equal to minus vector k into py qx. Correct? Now this term. Vector j cross vector k will be plus vector I into py qz. Correct? Now this term, vector k cross vector I is equal to plus vector j into pz qx. Okay, and this term now, vector k cross vector j is minus vector I into minus vector I into pz qy. How many terms you have got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 terms you have got? Right. So you have got these 6 terms. Now in these 6 terms, what am I going to do? These 3 terms get cancelled because these values are 0, 0 and 0. Now I have k, vector k, vector k, vector j, vector j, vector I, vector I. So let me take it as vector I common from this 2. What do I have? Py qz minus pz qy. Okay. Now what am I going to do? Let me take here plus vector j plus vector j. So I am taking vector j common from these 2 terms. If I am taking, first I took vector I common from these 2 terms. Now I am taking vector j common from these 2 terms. So pz qx minus px qz. Okay, plus let me take vector k common from these terms now. Then what do I have? Vector k into px qy minus py qx. Got it? Now this value is nothing but equal to the determinant I, J, K is equal to what? Determinant I, J, K, Px, Py, Pz, Qx, Qy, Qz. Okay, so I can express vector product of 2 vectors in the determinant form. Are you getting it? This derivation is very important and you are asked to prove that vector product of 2 vectors can be expressed or is a determinant of order 3. Okay, so go through this, understand it, very, very important. Okay. Now, the last property of the vectors will be that I can express the magnitude of vector product of 2 vectors as area of parallelogram. How do I get it? As area of parallelogram. So I can have vector P cross vector Q equal to area of parallelogram. Okay.